guys are joining from. We'll be starting in a minute. Let me know where you're joining from. What time is it for you? And let's wait for a while for others to join. So I'm really excited for this webinar. I've been planning for this for a long time, and I'm finally able to share with you guys what I've been joining from. All right, we have Noor from Fatima. It's 8:06 p.m. Nice, mashallah. And we have Aminata from the US. It's 11:06 a.m. Subhanallah, nice. And then we have Noor again from Malaysia, and it's 11 p.m. there. Oh my God. It's quite late for you. Um, well, I'm very happy you made it. Inshallah, I hope you can, enjoy the session here and learn a few things. And inshallah, we all can share and learn a few things here. And before we get started, let me introduce myself. So, if you don't know me, I am Hiba, and I am the author of an upcoming book, which is coming very soon, Beyond Income, Finding Purpose and Jannah Through Work. And I am an Islamic career and Hifz coach, and I'm very excited here to share with you all what I learned from my journey of selecting a career for me that will actually build my Jannah as well. So I am very excited for you guys, and I cannot wait to start the webinar. And my camera is a little weird today. I'm not sure what happened. It's very dark. But inshallah, we're gonna work with it and let's see what we have. So I have slides for you guys, and let me go ahead and share those slides with you. So until we wait for others to join and when still till we begin, let me know how you found this webinar and what prompted you to join the webinar, because I'm really curious to know, everyone's stories. Everybody has a unique journey, and everything, there's like different things that speak to different people. So let me know in the chat what motivated you to join, and yeah, let me know. And I will be working on sharing the screen with you all. So, all right. So can you all see the screen now? Can you all see the slides? That's nice, Alhamdulillah. Let's just wait a few more minutes before we start. All right. SubhanAllah, we have people from all time zones. We have people who it's like almost midnight for them, and then people from the other side of the world. And for me here, it's currently 8:45, 40 almost. So it's almost nighttime. But this is a time that works really well for most people because it's Sunday, it's morning in the US, and it's afternoon in Europe and UK. And sometimes nighttime is also possible for other people. So I'm very glad for that. All right, so before we begin, let's set our intentions, inshallah, through a thread. SubhanAllah, that's very, very unexpected because I did not think that thread would actually, anybody would see my thread, anybody would sign up from there. But you never know. So I'm glad you are here. Oh, you are here from Hana. Alhamdulillah. I am so very happy. All right. So let's get started. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما إنك سميع قريب مجيب الدعاء. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone again. And for those of you who are just joining in, let me know in the chat where you are joining from, and I am very excited for you to be here with us today. Excuse the camera today, it's not working properly, not sure what happened to it, but we have our slides, so that's going to be good, inshallah. So today we are going to talk about how our career, our work, our 9 to 5 is actually going to build our Jannah. SubhanAllah, we have Miss Fatima again from Malaysia. We have two Malaysians today. Alhamdulillah. So how can your 9 to 5, how can your work can actually build Jannah? And in our minds, like work, career, and job, and all of these things are very detached from, our deen and our Islam. And we kind of think of that as, something that distracts us from our deen because we did not understand the correct perspective. We have the wrong perspective and the wrong approach to work. And we can actually, reframe that and, fix a few things, try to incorporate a few things, and actually use our career to build our Jannah. And that is incredibly mind-blowing to me. And when I found out that, I was like, you know what? I need to share this with every single person. And that's why I'm here with you, because I want to show you how it's possible for you to use your work, the 8 hours you spend each day working, trying to make an income or trying to provide for your family or whatever reason what you work for, you can actually use those 8 hours every single day, which is approximately like 13 years of your life. You can use that to build your Jannah. You can still earn, you can still, like you have your, reputation or whatever you're working for. At the same time, you can actually build your Jannah. And that's what we are going to do today. So brace yourselves. We are going to have a crash course today. We are going to go through so many things and be prepared, be prepared with your pen and paper and be sure to take notes. And inshallah, I am very looking forward to hearing what you guys think about it and the notes that you take, the takeaways, inshallah. So how can your 9 to 5, build your Jannah? Let us start with a story because everybody loves stories, yeah? So there was a companion of the Prophet ﷺ, two companions of the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet ﷺ actually made them governors of different parts of Yemen. So Yemen was like two parts, and they had a governor in the one part of it and the other part of it. One of them was Abu Musa al-Ash'ari radiallahu, and the other one was Mu'adh ibn Jabal. So both of them were appointed by the Prophet ﷺ. They lived in different parts of Yemen, and one day it so happened that they came across each other and they decided, let's have a talk. When you meet your friends after a long, long time, what do? You sit together, you talk, how's it going? What's your routine? What have you been up to? And that's what we people usually do, right? So that's what they did. They sat together, talked about, their memories together with the Prophet ﷺ and their everyday routine and, how their ibadah looks like and all of that. So what happens is when they're talking, at the end of it, Mu'adh radiallahu anhu, he says, like after he described his, his routine, he said, I recite the Quran, I pray tahajjud for as much as I can, but you know what? I actually seek reward for my sleeping as much as I seek reward for my standing in prayer, praying tahajjud. And if you think about it, it sounds like, how do you seek reward with your sleep? Like, how is it possible to sleep and still be rewarded for your sleep? Optimally we are supposed to sleep like 8 hours a day. So 8 hours a day, and you get a reward for those 8 hours of sleep. If we can actually get that, that would be incredible. So he said, فَأَحْتَسِبُ نَوْمَتِي كَمَا أَحْتَسِبُ قَوْمَتِي. So he said that I don't, exaggerate my tahajjud. I don't play like very long amounts of tahajjud. I do pray in the last third of the night, but what I do to increase my reward is I make my sleep into my ibadah. Now, how is that actually possible? Because we have this concept in our mind that ibadah is very limited. We all know the ayah, right? وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that I have not created jinn and ins, like jinn and mankind, except for them to worship me. Now, for us, we think of worship as, oh, worship means to offer salah, to recite the Quran, or, it means to, going to Umrah. These things are ibadah for us. But what we don't realize is that this is not what ibadah is all about. We have restricted the definition of ibadah so much that we completely lost the, essence of ibadah. Yes, these things are very important. These are rituals that are very, very important. But there's other aspects of our ibadah which can, completely transform our everyday lives. And like Mu'adh, we can think of our sleep as ibadah. We can think of everything that we do every day, eating, sleeping, brushing your teeth, everything. All of that can become your ibadah. And so we are actually going to talk about how that is possible. So the scholars define ibadah as ismun jami'un likulli ma yuhibbuhu Allah wa yardah. So a collective noun that includes everything that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pleases, everything that He loves, that is ibadah. من الأقوال والأعمال الظاهرة والباطنة. From your sayings and your deeds, which are apparent and which are hidden. So, your sayings, everything that you say, everything that you say privately, all of that can become your ibadah. How so? Because, Islam is not very restrictive. Islam is, like, okay, these are the things that you are supposed to do in your day. Now, as long as you are doing that in a way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with, in a way that you are not displeasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in a way that, lies within what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has allowed, that becomes your ibadah. And then if you make an additional intention behind it, I am, worshiping Allah. I'm sorry. I am, for example, taking a shower in order to, keep myself clean, because number one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that in Allah yuhibbul mutatahhirin, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala love those who are pure, who are clean and clean themselves. And number two, I want to keep myself pure, and I want to keep myself clean because the Prophet ﷺ said, At-tahur shatrul iman, that cleanliness is half of faith. Now I want to, have my half of my faith, very, safe. I am going to be clean. So if you have these intentions while you're taking a shower, your shower becomes your ibadah. When you are eating and you have the intention of taking care of your body, when you are sleeping, you have that intention of nourishing your body with sleep, food, and everything that it requires. In order for you to do the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has, placed on you, your obligations, maybe it's your ibadah, maybe it's your tahajjud, maybe it's your salah, maybe it's taking care of your family. All of those things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has allowed you, asked you to do, for you to do that, you are taking care of yourself for doing that. And that becomes your ibadah. Now, your sleep, every day that you sleep, that is your ibadah. But the thing is, the secret behind doing all of this is being very intentional and mindful. If you are not mindful of it, you have to, every day when you are sleeping, you need to have that conscious intention. That's when it becomes your ibadah. So when you are doing that, that is how every single thing in your life can become ibadah. That's the number one thing that I want to share with you, okay? So the next part of it is, because إنما الأعمال بالنيات, because our deeds are rewarded by our intentions. وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى, that every single person will have what he intended for. So if I am intending to do, these things, take care of myself, shower and maybe sleep, or maybe even visit a family member who's sick in order to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not just to, that relative that doesn't cut me off, or like to make sure that I look good, but because I want to, do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked me to do. If you are doing that, all of that time, even if you were stuck in traffic, all of that counts for you as your ibadah. 7,000 angels, 70,000 angels, in fact, actually make dua for you on that way. Imagine like being stuck in traffic and you're like, oh man, I wonder when I can get out of here. And all of that time, actually, like so many angels are making dua for you. So every small thing in our life can become our ibadah. When you're going to work, you're stuck in traffic again. Think about it. You are going there in order to, provide some service to some people, make their lives easier, or you're going there to provide for your family. All of those things, they can become your ibadah. Just be intentional and mindful, because everything we do is rewarded by our intention. So what we learned is providing for our family can become our ibadah, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked us to do so. We are doing that through our halal means, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has allowed us to do. So that's our ibadah. Now, what if I told you that even spending on your family can actually become your ibadah? And now that sounds like that's way too much. Like, I don't know how that's possible, but it's actually very possible, because the Prophet ﷺ said, إِذَا أَنْفَقَ الْمُسْلِمُ نَفَقَةً عَلَى أَهْلِهِ, that when a Muslim spends money on his family, وَهُوَ يَحْتَسِبُهَا, and he is seeking the reward for it, كَانَتْ لَهُ صَدَقَةً, it is his charity. And this is the key part here. وَهُوَ يَحْتَسِبُهَا, that he is actually seeking the reward for it from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He knows that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching him, and everything that he's doing, he's buying his family gifts, or he's taking them out, in order to enjoy and give them a good time, have them memories, show them what a father looks like, show them what a family looks like. And all of that, if he is doing that in order to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and get the reward from him, then that becomes his sadaqah. That counts as his charity as well. So, his or her, So, not only can your earning become sadaqah, your spending on your family also becomes sadaqah. It's all about the intention. It lies in the intention. And, we are sometimes so busy that we don't take this time out to, think about what we're doing and set the right intention. And because we don't do that sometimes, we miss out on these incredible opportunities of ajr and, building our Jannah through that. Imagine like you going to work in morning, and you get there and you're already super tired because there was like incredible amount of traffic there, and by the time you reach, you're almost like half an hour or like 1 hour you were in the car, and all the while you're like, oh, I'm so exhausted. I wish there was no traffic, I wish there was something else. But when you left, you had that intention that, okay, I am going there, maybe I will have to go through traffic, but you know what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked me to provide for my family. And you know what? Maybe I'm, providing some help, maybe I'm making some people's lives easier. When I get there, all of that, inshallah, this is for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That becomes your ajr, the amount of time you spend in traffic, going and coming back, and the 8 hours you spend at work, all of it, ibadah. Imagine like 13 hours of ibadah, like very like a great chunk of your life, 13 years. Like our years, if you think about it, maybe somebody will reach 80, maybe, you never know with what's going on now. You never know how long a person lives. So imagine like 13 years of your life that you're working is your ibadah. And then the other aspects as well, your salah, your Quran, and add to it your sleep, because 1/3 of our life is sleeping, and add that in. I can't imagine like how much ajr we will have if we were intentional. So the thing is, we need to become more intentional and become cautious and be very conscious of what we are doing every day, so that we have that chance to actually set that intention. We are like so much in our head, we are just thinking about so many different things, and we forget to set that intention. So the number one thing we need to do is actually to set proper intentions, be mindful. That's the number one thing. So that was the first way of how your 9 to 5 can actually become a thing that builds your Jannah. All right. So that's just the first thing that I had for you. Now we have two more, inshallah. So let's move on to the second thing. Okay. So the second thing is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, كُنْتُمْ خَيْرَ أُمَّةٍ أُخْرِجَتْ لِلنَّاسِ, that you are the best of nations who have been taken out for other people. Your purpose is like you are here to serve other people, right? That's basically what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. And how do we do that? How did we become the best of nations? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, تَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ وَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ, that you command people with good, you encourage other people to do good, وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ, and you forbid people from evil, you discourage other people from doing bad things, and وَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ, and you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So here, if you think about this ayah, look at the order of the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned here. You are the best of nations. All right, we got it. We are here to serve other people. And then he says, you encourage other people to do good, enjoin good, and forbid evil. And you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Scholars say that, this actually order is very profound. We are not the best of nations. We, the Ummah of the Prophet ﷺ, are not the best of nations because we are believers in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because there were so many people who believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even before us. The people of Musa alayhi salam, Bani Israel believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The people of Nuh alayhi salam, the people of Ad and Thamud, they were Muslims among them as well. But what makes us very different from them? The fact that makes us different from them is that we have been given a unique opportunity and a unique role that was actually given to the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It was not given to every single one, every single person, every single ummah. We have been given that honor. And what is that? تَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ. That we work for the betterment of our communities. We are not people who are individualistic. We are not thinking about our akhirah ourselves. We are thinking about our akhirah, but we also care for the akhirah of other people. On the day of Hajjatul Wada, the Prophet ﷺ said that, everything that you do, on the day of Hajjatul Wada, he said that I am, conveying this message to you. I have conveyed my message to you. And now every person who is present here has the responsibility of passing it on to the people who are not here. فَلْيُبَلِّغِ الْغَائِبُ الشَّاهِدُ. That who is present here is supposed to do that after. So what we learn is that we have this unique role. We have this unique role of working for our community. تَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ. We enjoin good, we forbid evil. We make the community a better place to live. We make the world a better place to live. And that's our role. And let me ask you, if we have been tasked with this role, if we have been tasked with this responsibility, how are we fulfilling it? Now, let me tell you, your work can become a tool to do just this. And you can use your work to build a better community. You can use your work to build a better world. And in doing that, you are fulfilling this responsibility that Allah has placed on you. And in that way, you are doing تَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ. And that becomes your ibadah. So, how did we make our work into ibadah again? Like a double fold thing, First things we set intention, right? So with the intention, we already have that part of ibadah. And then how do you make this like extra special ibadah? You try to see how you can work, to improve your community. How can you incorporate تَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ? Now this sounds a little vague. I know, I understand. But the things like eliminating poverty, working on removing poverty and feeding the poor and creating job opportunities for them, employment, all of these things also come under تَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ. How? Because when you are giving people a reliable source of income, you are creating opportunities for them to work, employment, then chances of crimes, they become less. And when you are giving them proper education, if you are working on building educational institutions and other facilities for the community, maybe it's a hospital or any other thing, you are working towards improving your community. You are working to serve other people. You are helping promote good things. Da'wah comes under that, but also there's other things that come under that, all right? So our betterment of community, it has a lot of different things. And I am sorry. All right. And by also doing that, what you're doing? You are becoming one of the people who are the most beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And How so? Because the Prophet ﷺ said, أَحَبُّ النَّاسِ إِلَى اللَّهِ أَنْفَعُهُمْ لِلنَّاسِ. You want to know who the most beloved of people to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is? The most beloved person to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who is the most beneficial to others. So if you want to be the most beloved person to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because what's the end goal of ibadah? What is the end goal of worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What is the end goal? Because you want to be loved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You want to go to Jannah. So here's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is already giving us. Like the Prophet said, you want to become the one that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves? Well, you have to, do this. What do we have to do? We have to become a person who helps other people and try our best to do that. So that's the second thing. And let me give you some practical tips that can help you understand this. All right. We did other things, right? We had other parts of, I gave you, like, when we talked about intention, the practical thing to do is to be mindful of what you're doing and, be present in the moment, set that intention so that you can get the ajr. Now, how can you use this and, use this in your life, apply it? How do you apply it? Here's how you can apply it. All right. Number one, think about what skills do you have what strengths do you have? And make a list of it. What are your skills? What is that something that you have, you are very good at? And think about how you can use those skills to help other people. Now, I may be, good at, handling kids, which I'm not, but just an example. So if you are good with handling kids, for example, how do you use that skill to help other people? You can use that skill, you can use that, strength that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you, and maybe open a Muslim daycare facility. I'm not doing something like very extraordinary, but I'm just, thinking of, okay, if I know how to handle kids well, I might as well do something with it. I can maybe run a daycare. Yes, I will get a few, I can earn through it. But you know what? I can actually work on creating a safe space for Muslim mothers to leave their children at, and trust, create that Islamic environment for those kids that not only do they get nurtured and develop, grow up in that Islamic environment, but that also is a service to their parents. So it's like a different, like two services that you are having in that same one thing that you are doing. So in that's one way of, using your skills and strengths to help your community. So I want you to actually think about this. Think about what is the skills you have and how can you help your community with it. That's just one example that I had that I shared with you. But there's like so many more that you can think of, inshallah. And then the second thing is, what is a product or a service that can make people's lives easier? So, okay, maybe I'm not so good at, at anything. Maybe I don't have a lot of skills, but I still want to do something. Okay, think about what could be one service you can provide to other people that can actually benefit them. Think of if you're a business, that sells physical products. Think about one thing that makes people's lives easier. You are helping, help them save time. Just think about it, okay? Wow, I just noticed that I had a spelling mistake, a typo on the slide. Contribution, there's no R. SubhanAllah. All right. So that's the second way. Number one, set your intention. Number two, think about how you can contribute and think of how you can use what you have to help other people, make their lives easier, to make your community a better place. And in that, inshallah, you will be doing your job as of ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhawna 'anil munkar. All right. So I have one more thing for you. But before that, I have an announcement to make. And I'm very excited for this announcement. Now, I'm very excited here. I'm not sure. Can you guys show me some excitement in the chat? So, we are going to have another 3-day online retreat on next week. It's going to be your stairway to Jannah, your pathway to Jannah. And it's a 3-day online career building retreat. in which we are going to discuss everything that we talked about today in a lot more detail. Obviously, there's so much more that we can talk about, and that's why the book is there, because it's literally like 250 pages, and I'm not sure how I can fit all of that into 1 hour session. It's like practically not possible. So I'm going to give you a little bit more, inshallah, from the book and elaborate on, on a few more ways how your work can build your Jannah, a few more things, a few more perspectives, inshallah, in the 3-day retreat. And I am very excited for that. So be sure to check that out and actually sign that up. I will have the link for you in the chat box. Let me drop the link. It's on my website, hibafatima.com/3-day online retreat. We're going to have a group, inshallah, in which everybody can interact, everyone who joins. So you can have like a support system and you can have me there. I'll do, the retreat and only for like 3 days. Like 3 days we'll have live sessions like just like this one. And you can actually come and talk and ask your questions at the end, inshallah. And we have so much more to learn, inshallah. And apart from that, I'll also be doing some bonus sessions in the group. So keep an eye out for that. Don't forget to sign up, and I'm very excited to see that. And one more thing is that, inshallah, in the 3-day webinar, in the 3-day challenge, this is what we are going to do. First day, we're going to work on cleansing our lenses, taking off, the stained glasses that we are wearing right now, because we are viewing things the wrong way. We have so many, stains on there that when we look at things, we believe them, oh, this is how it's supposed to be, when in reality, it is not supposed to be like that. We have this tinted view. So now if you have like a glass and your glass is tinted yellow, if you look through that glass, your world would appear yellow. If you have a pink tinted glass, your world would appear pink. And we don't want to do that. We want to have like the clean lens of the world, like the clean perspective of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us and what the Prophet taught us. So the first day, we're going to work on cleaning that lens, inshallah, learning what what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has to say about it, what the Prophet has to say about it. The second day, we're going to, explore what's possible for us, like explore the best views possible. We're going to look at what, different people from our history did, from the Sahaba of the Prophet, what they did, what's the best thing that you can do? So let's explore that on the second day. On the third day, we're gonna see, okay, this is what's possible. Okay, these are the best views possible, Now let me see which one of these mountains I can climb and get the best view. And we will actually work, do that on day 3 on, thinking about what you can do, create a plan for yourself, and see how you can start taking action to get there, inshallah. So that's the 3-day challenge, the 3-day online retreat. First day, we're going to work on cleaning our lenses. Second day, we're going to see what's possible for us. And the third day, we're going to see, okay, I want to be there. Now, where do I want to be and how I can get there? That's going to be on day 3. All right. And a bonus thing again, because I can't do just, small things. So there's going to be a giveaway. So for the people who join the 3-day online retreat, there's going to be a giveaway, inshallah, which includes we're winning a one-on-one session, with me, working, getting my signature coaching program and getting the Beyond Income MasterClass, inshallah. So, and there's like a lot more giveaways that I'm going to be announcing in the retreat itself. So yeah, I will see you there. You're gonna win the book. Not sure if that's possible, but you can actually win something else. Not gonna reveal anything here, so go just sign up for the retreat and inshallah I will see you there. All right, so let me stop sharing my screen just a second because I want to share with you the website. All right. So, inshallah, your career can actually be your path to Jannah. There's a lot of things we can do to earn Jannah, but your career can become one of those things that you do. So, you'll spend so many hours of your life working, and why not make them count towards your Jannah? So, 28th to 30th of October, 11 a.m. EST, same time this time, inshallah, you can join, inshallah, and there's going to be a giveaway. And so if you wake up every day and you say like, oh my God, sometimes I'm not very conscious of my akhirah. I don't think about my Jannah. I should probably be thinking about it more. You know, you think about that, but when the work starts, you're like the hours fly by. You're really not thinking about it anymore. You're too drained by the time you get home, and you just have time for your everyday salah, and you end up not doing anything but that. And then since you're exhausted, you decide to go to sleep again, but then you feel very bad because you are doing the very bare minimum for your Jannah, but you're actually working very nice for your dunya, your career. So, if that's you, if you can relate to that, that resonates with you, the next day, every day you wake up feeling the same thing, that I work hard every day, but I worry that I'm neglecting my akhirah in the process, I'm neglecting my Jannah, and I want to work on my Jannah. And, I don't only want to do one of those things, I want to do both. I want to succeed in both. You know, it's actually very simple. Your work can become your Jannah. You don't have to have those separate. It should not be separate, in fact, because I sometimes hear this from the people like, Deen over dunya. Like, why do you have to have deen and dunya separate? Then you have to pick deen over dunya. Your deen can be your dunya can be your deen. So inshallah, we'll learn how that's possible. We'll learn about the perspective shift and how it's possible. And yeah, you don't have to shift your career entirely to make this possible. It's very possible in whatever field you are currently, inshallah. So if you want to do this, you can join me, inshallah, in the 3-day retreat, and I will give you a guideline of how this is possible and how we can, make your dream career something that builds your Jannah. Not just any career, your dream career build your Jannah. So join me in the 3-day retreat. I will give you the step-by-step, guide on how you can do that. Your career can become a source of barakah for you, a source of building, you're earning your hasanat and your income, inshallah. So, welcome to our 3-day challenge. Inshallah, when you sign up, you will get an access to our private Facebook community, inshallah. And it starts on Wednesday. We'll have Monday to Wednesday. So 28th, 29th, and 30th, we'll have live sessions just like this one. And you'll have a chance to ask questions. You can win prizes by earning, participating, inshallah. And together we can work on making your Jannah, your work, your Jannah, inshallah. So that's about it. There are a few Q&A FAQs here. You can learn more about me here, inshallah, and we can, start the 3-day retreat, inshallah. So looking forward for all of you to join there. And I see you guys are resonating with that in the chat, inshallah. I'm so happy, inshallah, that you are resonating and that's something that speaks to you. So let me go back to the slides now because we have only done 2. And there's one more thing, inshallah, that we can do in order to build our Jannah through our work. So let me go ahead and share my slides again. I am so disappointed in the camera today. I worked so hard on setting it up, but at the end moment, it's just, subhanAllah. All right. The third thing we can do in order to earn Jannah through our work is automate our hasanat in our work. Now, what do I mean by that? How do you even automate hasanat? How do you automate good deeds? Well, it's very possible, Even when you die, these automations that you set in your lifetime, maybe it's your career, those automations can build your Jannah. It can build your legacy, right? So what do I mean by this? So the Prophet ﷺ said, إِذَا مَاتَ الْإِنسَانُ إِنْقَطَعَ عَمَلُهُ إِلَّا أَنْ ثَلَاث. That when a human being dies, when a person dies, there's, all of his good deeds, they stop. There's no way that he's going to earn any more ajr, that's stopped. Except, إِلَّا مِنْ ثَلَاث, except from 3 sources. And what are these 3 sources? The Prophet ﷺ said, "Sadaqatin jariyatin," ongoing charity, sadaqa jariyah, something that continues to bring reward, and such as, investing in places like masajid, where people will still use it after he's gone. When somebody still prays there, and then wells and other institutions, that are very essential for the survival of the community, like madrasas, for example, schools and universities and hospitals, and all of these things that continue to serve people even after we die. That brings us ajr, inshallah. That's the first thing. The second thing is وَعِلْمٍ يُنْتَفَعُ بِهِ. So your knowledge, the beneficial knowledge that you share with other people, and just such as reciting the Quran, for example, teaching people how to recite Quran. And not only is it just, teaching people about Quran or giving them Islamic knowledge, things as simple as teaching somebody English can become, your ibadah. What do I mean by that? How can that automate hasana? If you teach somebody English and they actually use that language to do something that's better, you get the reward for that. So ilm yuntafa'u bi, any kind of knowledge that is beneficial to other people. The third thing is وَوَلَدٍ صَالِحٍ يَدْعُو لَهُ, and a righteous child who prays for you. And not only is it your child, it doesn't have to be your biological child. It can be anybody who you had an impact on. Somebody who benefited from you. Maybe you taught them something, maybe you gave them a smile, maybe you uplifted their mood for the day, maybe you inspired them. All of those people, and when they make dua for you, that also increases your levels in Jannah. And how do we use this hadith and how do we apply that in our life? It's good to know, information is good to know, but it's not good, very good until we know how to apply that in our knowledge. So just like we did in the first way and the second way, here's how you can use this third way to make your career into your ibadah. How do you do that? You do that by making sure that you incorporate these things in your work. How do you do that? First of all, look at what your current achievements are. Think about what you have already achieved. Think about what are you starting with. All right. So that gives you it gives you something to start with. It gives you the confidence. Think about your achievements, maybe your skills, and think about what are some things that you learned in life, maybe what were some difficult situations that you have gone through, your milestones in life. Even like you need to count every small thing, just even count like things as back as, having like a high school diploma or something. So count every single one of your achievements, one thing. Okay, so you understand who you are, what you have, what are your achievements, and it also gives you the view of like, okay, I did so much, I can do more in the future. It gives you that confidence boost, inshallah. Even so, I want you to write down every small thing here. Don't just write big things, because then we feel like, I just didn't do anything in life. You did so many things, things, yeah, you haven't recognized. It doesn't have to be very career oriented as well. Just write anything in your life that is like considered an achievement. Second thing is write down what your strengths and weaknesses are. And when you think about that, it gives you, your unique points. Every single person is different. My strengths are different, your strengths are different. My weaknesses are different, your weaknesses are different. So think about these strengths and weaknesses and how you can utilize these. And that brings me to the third one, which is, what is your unique story? What is your situation? Think about, what were some difficulties that you went through that makes you different from other people? And that is your unique story. And how did you deal with it? Maybe you dealt with it in a good way, maybe you dealt with it in a bad way, but both of them are good because that's your story, and you learn what is good, what is bad, and you know what is right and what is wrong, and you know what works and what not doesn't work. So that gives you your unique perspective in life. So now use all of these things and see how can you maybe invest in a service, in a place, maybe if that's what your story is more about. How can you, invest in a place, maybe if you had a problem with education growing up, maybe you didn't have enough opportunity to study. Now your story means like, okay, I can actually build maybe a good facility for people to study. So that's your goal. That can be your story. That's one way you can invest and automate your hasanat. As long as people continue to study there, you get their reward for it. Second way you can do it is, okay, this is what I learned. علمًا ينتفع به. The second thing, how can I convey this? How can I teach this to other people that will be beneficial for them? All right. And then the third thing is, people who make dua for you, your story, how you inspire. So, all right. So those are the things those are some ways how you can think about automating hasanat in your life. And there's like so much more that we can go into, but we don't have the time for that now, unfortunately. So we did a few prompts right now, but I really want you to think about this one prompt in particular, this prompt about what is your life story. Every single one of us has a unique life story. Your story, my story, nobody's story is similar. Everyone has different experiences, and use them and leverage your life experiences. Use your life story to build something that is unique for you. Your career can be very, very influenced by your life story, and that can be, inshallah, a good thing. All right. So these are the prompts that I have for you. I hope you guys noted it down so that inshallah you will have some time to think about it. So before we end today, here are some key takeaways from the session we had. Number one, how do you make your career into your Jannah? Set the right intention. Be mindful and set that intention. You are doing it to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are doing it through the halal means in order for you to enter Jannah, please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And all of those hours, inshallah, are building your Jannah. Second thing, see how you can serve other people. See how you can contribute, how you can make how you can make your community a better place. I see that. Started with a clean lens. Yeah. That's like a small part of it. We still have so many other things, inshallah, that we need to clear. So the second thing is see how you can contribute to the community, how you can make your community a better place to live, how you can, have services for other people. And then the third thing, last thing, is automate hasanat into your life. See how you can invest in places that, maybe build those places and invest in those places that can continue to serve the community. Second, how you can teach other people beneficial knowledge. And third thing, how you can, inspire other people and make, have an impact on them so that inshallah they make dua for you as well. So those are the three things that I had for you today, inshallah. And thank you all for joining me today in this webinar. I really appreciate that. And I really enjoyed the chat box here. So let me know what is your takeaways and what stood out for you in the chat box. Let me know what you're feeling. And yeah, I am just going through the chat box here from earlier. Also, do share the retreat with other people. It's completely free and a lot of free value in there. So definitely share that with other people. Well, it's my pleasure to be here and host you here today. And thank you so much for joining here. So that brings us to the end of our session today. I like it, feeling motivated. Key takeaway, our intentions transform everything into ibadah. All right, can't wait for the upcoming today? I think there's a typo. Jazakallah khairan. Takeaway, being mindful, intentions is equal to everything. Can be rewarded. Yes, absolutely. My pleasure, alhamdulillah. I can't even think about these amazing things before. SubhanAllah. They thought some things. That's absolutely amazing and got more clear, etc. I am feeling very pumped. Jazakumullah khairan, everyone. And keep an eye out for the book, inshallah. You'll not have this annoying thing here across your copy. This is a sample copy. You changed my perspective. Alhamdulillah. It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I am just a means of through which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did that. Is the cover like glossy? No, not the cover is not glossy, it's matte finish. So yeah, we have a lot of things in the book, inshallah. Here's we have section 1, it starts with discovering yourself. Section 2 is, it's like section 1 is locating yourself on the map, because as long as you don't know where you're headed, you where you are, you can't head anywhere. All right. And second section is again that cleaning your lens part, understanding what Islam has to say about work, understanding our perspective. Section 3 is again looking at what's the best view possible, like what's possible for people. What have people done before that maybe I can do? Looking at those people who are like outstanding and the best views in the world, drawing inspiration from them. And section 4 is, climbing that mountain for yourself, creating strategies of how you can get there. So that's the fourth part, designing your legacy. And then the last part is actually a toolkit for you guys in order to help you guys achieve what you want to do, because it's a journey. Everybody has a journey, and there's going to be things that come and go. And sometimes it's going to be easy, sometimes it's going to be challenging, and a few things, inshallah, that can help you get there. So yeah, that's about it. Are you sent another link? Oh, yeah, for the retreat, inshallah, when you sign up for the retreat, you will receive the links for it in the email. Yeah, you will receive the link for it in a day before. So yeah, it's going to be a different session. All right, so the time is almost up. If you guys have any questions, let me know if you guys have any question here. We have 2 more minutes, inshallah. Let's see if we have any questions. Just before we end, so we did ask in the beginning of the session where you're joining from and what time it was for you. So people who join late, do let me know where you're joining from and what time is it for you. All right, inshallah. So that's about it. Inshallah, I will see you guys soon in the online retreat. So see you guys there. Inshallah, there's going to be a lot more value there. And inshallah, I will see you there. So assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. I'll see you soon.